But not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the New York Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Two 1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in week 4. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble to bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Now the first running back drafted in April, this is Breece Hall. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And he's got room. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Excellent job on the keeper, 20 yards and a first down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. That's complete, right around the 8. Just a gain of a couple there, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Zerline good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs at their own 17-yard line. Here's the leading rusher amongst rookies last season, Najee Harris. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and 12, Pickett. He gets it complete to Harris. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Now a first down carry for Harris. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. The Steelers at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season, and they fell in the opener. Got back on the beam with a win in week 2, but stumbled again last week to fall under 500.
And despite that stumble, I don't think anyone's too concerned because they've made mistakes that they believe are correctable. And this is a team still getting to know each other. I'm not that concerned, and neither are they.
A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Harris running straight ahead. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 7 yards there and a 1st down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Eluding the pressure right. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. 2nd and 5.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Try him with Pickett here on 3rd down. Flushed it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jermaine Johnson in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. And that is no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game. So a frustrating result. It's a 10-play drive, but it yields nothing on the scoreboard.
And to get off the field there without giving up points, that's a big win defensively.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. And look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Wilson's going to hold on to it. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They go play action now. Wilson escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down with Pickett. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
7 yards there and a first down.
There is simply no bringing Harris along slowly as a rookie for the Steelers. He was one of 2 NFL backs with over 300 carries and led all NFL running backs with 74 catches. Along the way, he set several Pittsburgh rookie records.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Pickett. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 35. A good pickup there of 20 yards. They hand this off to Harris. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Meanwhile, Pickett's throw into the hands of Pickens. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 24-yard line. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. On the give, this is Harris. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. So Pickett is off to the sideline, and Chris Boswell is on for the Steeler field goal try. Boswell's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal. And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game. Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way. But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick. You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw is Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. This is Harris on the draw. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. It's a nice run there. Gets them down to the 6-yard line. Pickett back to throw. It's brought in by Harris. So nothing doing there, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 2nd and goal, Pickett. Throw left side complete. That's Miller. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Pickett now from the gun here. Flush to his right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead.
Taking it right down Broadway. He's at the 30. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the 1st.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a 1st down himself.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Wilson. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
Play of the half. It's Wilson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Cameron Sutton, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would. Would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. But that one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
Suddenly, it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. After the interception, here's Wilson. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. It's a loss of 4, and now it's second and goal. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game. We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Throwing is Wilson. And Mims has got it. Touchdown, Jets. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Jets take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback. And some room to maneuver. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Pickett now on first down. He finds his man complete. That's Harris. run with Harris out of the shotgun. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From the gun on 3rd down, Pickett. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen, and if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder, because I think all he was trying to do is to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
Alex Highsmith there on the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Hall again. And some room to work. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. I thought as that was developing that he might actually keep it, but the right decision, obviously, to hand the football off.
And some teams do a really nice job of taking a little bit longer at the mesh point, meaning where he's going to hand it off or keep it. Sometimes they ride it maybe a step longer than others. That allows him to make the proper decision and have the right person end up with the ball.
And it paid off with a long touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Pickett to throw on 1st down. But the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander. Throwing on 2nd and long. Pickett flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. 1st and 10, here's Pickett. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. They run with Harris. And he gets it down to the 32. 86 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Looking to throw, Pickett. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Harris. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Pickett will look to throw it here. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the 1st down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
And he is going to have the Steelers' 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Here's Pickett. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Pickett had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Pickett lost it. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And they're not going to get the snap off. This might back him out of field goal range. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now Wilson back into his end zone. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Pickett. Able to find his man. It's Pickens. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They'll run. Here's Harris. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Again, it's Harris. Pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. Swings this out here for Cohen. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Pickett, 4th down, desperation time. But Pickett lost it, and it's scooped up by the Jets. He's got daylight. He's at the 50. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. Always fun to watch a big boy pick it up and go. He may need a little oxygen on it. He may need a lot of oxygen on the sideline.
Not only that, how about you and me trying to balance ourselves up here because you can feel the shaking all the way up to the booth. That big guy trying to get it to the house.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Ball again on 2nd down. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. Zerline's kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Back to throw, Pickett. A throw left side, caught by the tight end, Freiermuth. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Draw play, Cohen. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace it.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the gun, here's Pickett. And he slings one that's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here we go. It's Pickett on 4th down. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Quan Alexander.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
And they'll indeed take a knee. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. And they take a knee. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
It's another one. We got another one. It's her. Who that? Big baby slide through in that drop top. Something by Benz looking cute. Her and her friends, big blinks and snatch waist. Yeah, she brought the. Ain't no way somebody daddy ain't gonna give it a